Close your eyes for a second. Think about the last time you felt truly overwhelmed. Maybe it was an email from your boss, a conflict in your relationship, or just the endless noise of social media. You felt like you were losing control, didn't you? Now imagine being the most powerful man on earth. You are the emperor of Rome. You have armies at your command. But your borders are under attack. A plague is sweeping through your cities, and the people closest to you are plotting against you. This was the reality for Marcus Aurelius. Yet he didn't break. He didn't crumble. Instead, he sat in his tent at night, writing notes to himself, not to be published, but to keep his mind sane. Those notes became meditations. Today, we are going to dive deep into those notes, not as a history lesson, but as a survival guide for your modern life. If you want to build a mind that stays calm when the world is burning, stay with me. This is the first step in mastering your mind. Let's begin with the greatest thief of peace in our modern world, the illusion of control. Look at your life right now. How many hours a day do you spend worrying about things that are entirely outside of your reach? The fluctuations of the economy, the opinions of your colleagues, the outcome of a project that is already out of your hands, or even the unpredictable nature of the future. We are like captains trying to steer the ocean itself, and when the ocean refuses to move, we become angry, we become anxious, and we feel like failures. Marcus Aurelius, in his work Meditations, gave us a compass for this specific struggle. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about those words. They aren't just a suggestion. They are a fundamental truth. Your true power does not lie in the event itself. It lies in the mental space you create between the event and your reaction to it. Most people live in a state of reactive chaos. Something happens. You get a bad text. You face a setback at work, and your mind immediately surges into panic. You think, this shouldn't be happening. But by trying to control the uncontrollable, you are essentially locking your brain in a state of chronic anxiety. Your nervous system is constantly firing signals of danger because your goal is impossible. You are trying to command the storm instead of learning to sail the ship. Now I want you to perform a simple exercise with me. Get a piece of paper. Draw a large circle. Inside this circle, write down everything that is truly under your command. Your effort, your response to disrespect, how much you read, how you treat your family. This is your kingdom. Outside this circle, write everything else. What people say about you, the final results of your work, the global events. Every time you feel that grip of anxiety tightening in your chest, ask yourself, is this inside my circle or outside? If it is outside, you must say to yourself, this is not for me to carry. This isn't about being indifferent or cold. It's about conservation of energy. You have a limited supply of focus, and when you waste it on what you cannot change, you have nothing left for what you can change. So, ask yourself today, what outside thing are you letting steal your sleep? Why do you give it the keys to your mental palace? Take a deep breath. Let it go. Calmness is not the absence of problems. It is the presence of control over your own mind. Now, let's address something that destroys more progress than anything else: reactive anger. Think about the last time you were triggered. Maybe someone cut you off in traffic. A partner made a sarcastic comment, or a client questioned your competence. In that split second, a fire ignited in your chest. You felt the need to fight back, to snap, to prove them wrong. But what really happened? You gave them the keys to your internal state. You became a puppet, and they pulled the strings. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This is a masterclass in psychological resilience. When you react with anger, you are mirroring the behavior of the person who hurt you. You are saying, "Your behavior determines my character." But the Stoic says, no, in modern psychology, we talk about the refractory period, that narrow window of time, usually just a few seconds, where your brain's amygdala hijacks your rational prefrontal cortex. During those seconds, you are literally incapable of logical thinking. You are in survival mode. But here is the secret. You have the power to extend that window. This is the Stoic pause. When you feel that surge of heat, that urge to reply immediately to a toxic email, or to shout back during an argument, I want you to physically stop. Take 10 seconds. Count them. In those 10 seconds, ask yourself, does reacting right now make me a better person? Or does it make me a slave to this situation? Most of the time, the answer is silence. The most powerful response is often no response at all. You are not suppressing your anger. You are transmuting it into self-control. You are taking the energy of the insult and using it to build your own character, rather than burning down your own house to spite someone else. So, for the next week, I challenge you. When someone irritates you, don't strike back. Observe the urge, feel the heat, and then intentionally choose to remain unshaken. That silence isn't weakness. That silence is the ultimate power move. Finally, we must face the question that haunts every high achiever. What is the point of all this? We strive, we work, we build, but deep down there is often a lingering sense of futility. We feel like we are running on a treadmill, waiting for a finish line that keeps moving. The Stoics had a practice to cure this anxiety. They called it Memento Mori. Remember, you will die. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back." To many, this sounds dark or morbid. But in reality, it is the most liberating thought you can ever have. When you truly realize that your time here is finite, that the clock is ticking not just in years, but in days and moments, the trivial things that keep you up at night suddenly lose their power. The gossip, the petty conflicts, the fear of failure, and the shadow of eternity. These things are nothing but dust. Memento Mori is not about being sad. It is about being awake. It is the ultimate productivity hack. If you knew today was your last month, would you spend another hour scrolling through social media? Would you hold on to that grudge? Or would you focus on what truly matters to your soul? Psychologically, this is known as existential awareness. When we confront the reality of our own mortality, our priorities shift. We stop existing and start living. We stop doing things to please others and start doing things that align with our deepest values. So, here is my question to you. If you strip away the noise of the world, what is the work you are here to do? What is the legacy you are building? Stop waiting for the right time to start. The right time is limited. Your life is happening right now, in this breath, in this moment. Don't waste the time you have being someone you aren't. We've traveled a long road today. We've looked at the illusion of control, the trap of reactive anger, and the liberating truth of our own mortality. But we need to be honest. If you finish this video and do nothing differently tomorrow, then this was just entertainment. And philosophy is not meant to be entertainment. It is meant to be a tool for living. Marcus Aurelius didn't write these notes for the public. He wrote them for himself as a spiritual exercise. And that is exactly what you need to do. Mastering the mind is not a destination. It is a daily practice. It is like training a muscle. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be fit for a year. You have to show up every single day. So I'm giving you a challenge. For the next 7 days, I want you to start a Stoic journal. It doesn't have to be long. Just answer these 2 questions every single evening. What was one thing today that I tried to control that was actually out of my hands? 2, how did I handle it? And how can I handle it better tomorrow? This simple habit will change your wiring. It will move you from a life of reaction to a life of intention. This video is just the first entry in our journey. In this playlist, The Philosophy of Growth, we are going to break down the minds of history's greatest thinkers to see exactly how we can apply their wisdom to our modern struggles with discipline, fear, and focus. If you want to keep building this mental fortress, subscribe to the playlist. If there is one thing you learned today that you're going to apply tomorrow, write it in the comments below. I read them all and I want to know. What is the first change you're making? Stay focused, stay disciplined. See you in the next one.